And welcome to another Tom Talks. Me and my brother here.
Hello.
We're going to go see The Hobbit in 3D high frame rate edition.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be fun. I haven't read any of the books, be it Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit. I have just finished rewatching the trilogy of The Lord of the Rings. I got it for Blu-ray when I was out in Edmonton about a week or two ago. So I just finished rewatching those. I watched them at night when I was trying to go to bed. Let me tell you, it doesn't really work well for trying to go to bed.
Considering how epic they are.
Exactly. You're just like, I must watch.
Here's the question. Did you watch the extended cut or just the normal cut?
No idea.
Theatrical.
I honestly don't know. I watched whatever was on Blu-ray.
Okay. It might have been the extended cut, which is an even longer movie.
It might have been. Each movie was like probably 3 hours or so.
Yes.
So.
And this one is no exception.
Yep.
The running time on this movie is like 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah, we're just driving to the theater now, and it is currently 9:25 p.m.
Yep.
And our movie's at 10:45.
Yes. So we still have an hour to go. So we are perfectly fine, and we're not going to leave until 2.
Yeah. See, that's why we invented Red Bull.
Exactly.
But no, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I just finished rewatching the entire trilogy, largely because I had it and I wanted to, and secondarily because I wanted to watch them all before going to go see The Hobbit again.
Mm-hmm.
Or for the first time, rather, I should say.
Yes. I'm seeing it again.
There you go. See, I'm getting myself confused with you.
Oh no.
Damn it.
Split personalities.
No! Yes, it's actually me holding the camera and I'm gotten really good at ventriloquism.
Wah, 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 wah.
But anyway, so yeah, we're heading towards the theater. We're gonna watch the movie, and then we're going to, on the drive back, do the talking about it afterwards. Now, he's already seen it.
But I won't say anything.
And he's seen it in the original standard video format, the 24 frames a second.
Mm-hmm. I watched it with my mother and sisters, and my mother cannot handle 3D.
Did you see it in 3D the first time?
No.
Oh, so it was...
It was in standard, sorry. Yeah, but we watched it standard because our mother can't handle 3D. It hurts her brain.
Okay, so it was 24 frames a second.
Yes.
Non-3D.
Non-3D.
Okay, so now you're going to see it in 3D
high frame rate. So
okay.
If my eyes don't fail me, I can see the differences.
Well, we shall see. So
I shall see.
Yes, you will see. I won't. But I think I'll have a pretty good judge considering...
Oh, yeah.
I've been watching movies my whole life, and so I think I know what 24 frames a second looks like.
And you have perfect vision. I do not.
Exactly.
I wear glasses.
You're the one wearing the glasses.
Exactly. And this will be the fun part, wearing the glasses over the glasses.
Yes. I don't have to worry about that. Well, here, you can try wearing my glasses.
You're invisible imaginary.
Exactly.
I love your 20/20 vision.
I love it.
Let's trade.
Yeah, no, so we're en route, and then on the drive back, we will continue doing the Tom Talks right when we come back after this. Okay, so we just got out of the movie. Look at that, magic!
Magic!
It's like 3+ hours for us and like about 10 seconds for you.
The magic of editing!
I have to edit this. But no, so we literally just got out of the theater.
We're on the road home.
We're on the road again.
Can't wait to get on the road again.
So yeah, no, that was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. As someone who read The Hobbit a long time ago, I vaguely remember points of the story, like the dragon and the gold, and that was pretty much it. and then of course the Hobbit title character Bilbo Baggins.
There's a Hobbit in the movie. There's spoilers.
There's multiple Hobbits even.
So heads up, we're not going to be doing any spoiling. Like, we're not planning to do any sort of spoilers that aren't already like out there in general.
Yes.
So because that's just a dick move. Anyway.
Yes. And mentioning a dragon is not really that bad because it's like the prologue. If you read the book or even seen the cover, on the cover is a flippin' dragon. So.
But anyway, so to get it out of the way, right out of the gate, we saw, like I said before, we saw it in the high frame rate in 3D.
Yes, 48 frames per second, and we could tell.
Oh, it's very noticeable. Like right away when you walk in there, it seems like at first it sees really fast, and you're going, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
But then give it, like, it literally took me like maybe a scene or two. Basically, it was literally cut, adjusted.
Yeah, and for me, since I've seen the movie in the 24 version, in fact, just normal, just 2D, no, not 3D, it took me a lot longer because I was like, it hurt my eyes to adjust to the new resolution and the 3D. And although in the end, the same thing Tom said, it did not bother me at the end.
Yeah, it gets very noticeable. And one thing that I heard another reviewer say, and I completely agree with them, it's like watching it through glass. It's as if you're just sitting behind a piece of glass and just watching it happen.
Yeah, it was so clear. Like, it was so clear that it almost looked like it was like dolls.
Now, a part of criticism that is also perfectly valid is a lot of the technology and a lot of the techniques used for filmmaking for the past 90 plus years is meant for 24 frames a second. So seeing it in 48 frames a second, certain things were a bit off that I'm sure in 24 frames looked a lot more fluid.
They did. They honestly did. But yeah, it's like the action scenes, pretty much.
Yeah, well, action scenes I think worked really well in 48 frames.
They did.
It's a lot more certain CG elements didn't play. They still looked really, really good, but it's just they were a bit more noticeable, I'd say.
Yeah, you could really tell, like with certain like mostly animals.
Yeah,
it was mostly the animals that had like unnatural movements.
But that being said, it's still fantastic, and it works so well, especially for the sweeping scapes of New Zealand.
Yes.
Holy crap, did that look good?
They still have those, but it's well worth it.
It is honestly, it is a beautiful way to see it. It looks so good when you see New Zealand in that lighting and in that cinematography. It just looks amazing.
As someone who didn't read the book, and myself, I don't really remember any of it.
You literally just said you read the book before.
I did.
I didn't read the book at all.
I know, but that was like that was years ago. I forget a lot of.
I just like the argument of someone who read the book, and then literally seconds later, someone who hasn't read the book.
Yeah, for you. Well, because it's a valid argument for this. This is the question I pose. How was the movie length for you?
I think it was really good. It's the same thing like when you watch Lord of the Rings and anything like that.
Yeah, you didn't feel that anything was like unnecessary.
I didn't. No, like since I didn't read the books, now I see what you're getting at. It's just the way you phrased it. It just was.
Yeah, it was funny because of how I said it. I said it first instead, but.
But anyway, no, like I didn't read the books, either books, or any four of the books. As far as I know, there's only four. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I watched the Lord of the Rings movies before doing this, before going to see The Hobbit, just because I wanted to watch them again, because they were really good movies. And it was really well done. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really well done. Some arguments I've heard or that I've seen around when I've been talking to people who have seen the movie is that there isn't enough explanation or character given behind all of the dwarves. And I can understand that. Yeah,
a lot of focus is spent on the main dwarf, the leader, and a few characters that make interactions with Bilbo.
And you already know Gandalf, but a bit more is given behind Gandalf.
Yeah.
And just in general, it focuses more on Bilbo, and as David just said, the main dwarf whose name I can't pronounce. I'm not going to try.
Thorin.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yes. Like think Thor and then just in at the end.
Yes.
Basically. That's how I just remember it just now.
Exactly. But no, I will agree that there's just so much of a cast there that there isn't as much backstory given to all of the dwarves.
Yes.
So some of them you're just kind of going, okay, I understand that they all have the shared heritage and why they're doing this, which is explained in the movie.
Yes.
But at the same time, is that all? Like, what's like when you watch it, you'll be having these same questions, and I don't want to ask them just because it might give bits and pieces away, so I don't want to say it.
Yeah.
But needless to say, it's still good.
Yeah.
It's just
it captures the element of the adventure with everybody, like a grand party all together.
Exactly.
And with and how they all interact and.
One thing I need to say, Gollum in this is amazing.
Yes, yes. That scene, which I don't know if we should spoil it.
Oh,
no, probably not, because it's very late. But it's the interaction of Gollum, like when he comes in.
Yeah, when Gollum comes in, like you've seen it in the trailers and little parts of it anyway.
Yeah,
it is really good, and it really does show more of what Gollum is dealing with in terms of between Smeagol and Gollum.
Yes, the twin personalities.
Exactly. It does a very good job, kind of like how in the later Lord of the Rings movies, how you see that interaction where he's fighting with himself. This happens right here, and it does it really well.
Yes.
Now, that being said, had you not seen the first Lord of the Rings movies, you would be going, what the hell is going on with this Gollum creature?
This guy is pretty crazy. He's like speaking to himself, basically, or just
exactly.
Or he's talking out loud and of course like confusing the guy, confusing Bilbo, confusing everybody. It's like, what's his deal?
Exactly. Now, because it is geared, and this is one thing that David said when we went in, is that the movie seems to be much more geared towards people who have seen the first ones.
Yes.
Or rather, who have seen the Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings, yes, because Hobbit is the prequel.
It is.
Technically.
Yes.
I think, to my understanding, like I heard a rumor, this could be completely false, that he wrote The Hobbit first.
Yeah, no, The Hobbit was first.
Yeah, Hobbit was written first, and he didn't intend it to be a prequel to Lord of the Rings. He was just writing a story that had all these elements, and then when he wrote Lord of the Rings, he kind of imported all this stuff and made it like, I
could totally see that. Now, not knowing, I have not done any research or any looking up to it at all, so
me neither,
I could not answer.
Yeah, exactly.
But I could understand that. I could see where that statement comes from.
Mm-hmm. But it still works. I mean, as a prequel, like the movie is still geared like, this is a prequel to Lord of the Rings, and it delivers on pretty much all the accounts.
It does.
And there's still 2 movies to go.
Exactly. And it is definitely a fantastic movie, and I do think that seeing, like I said, I just watched Lord of the Rings, and those are obviously the old standard of 24 frames a second. Mm-hmm. Seeing it in 48 frames a second, I think, is definitely an awesome way to see it.
Yes.
I think the technology is going to do really well. Speaking purely from a technology standpoint, the technology is going to do really well for high-budget movies.
Yes, they just need to, what's the word? Find new techniques.
Yes.
To make it work.
They need to improve on on some of the existing technologies, such as like special effects and stuff like that.
Yeah, and if anything, this could be like a testing ground for this movie, where like he sees how it does, and then maybe wants to do more of it, and then try new things.
Well, it's Peter Jackson. He can do it.
Exactly, yeah. This is his testing ground, because he knows he'll still make money from the people who wants to watch it. And it's still an awesome movie. It
is. It's a fantastic movie. I say it's really worth going to see. There's nitpicks here and there.
Yeah, little tiny ones, especially for people who like really want to be hard. Well, not really, because like our mom and sisters, they're really, really into the book. Like I think they read it before watching the movie, and their opinion is that they absolutely loved it, like every little bit, and like they had absolutely no complaints at all.
Yeah, it's a really good movie, especially speaking from someone who hasn't read the books. They work really well, especially if you watch the first movies, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, that is. However, since I didn't read the books, but as David just said, our mom and sister, they've read the books and they really enjoy the books. So and they said that the movies are fantastic. So from that standpoint, just from what he's saying, it's worth seeing on that account.
Yeah.
I think the 3D, because people are saying, 3D, it's a gimmick. I agree, 3D can be a gimmick when it's used as a gimmick.
Yeah.
However, in movies like this, like Wreck-It Ralph, The Hobbit just now, and several other movies I can't think of right now because it's 2 in the morning.
Yes, 2 in the morning.
They help provide more ambiance to it, where they help kind of just do a bit of a separation between the different levels, where it creates more depth instead of a gimmick of whoa, it's going at you.
Whoa!
It helps accentuate stuff. So from that standpoint, I think it's done really well. Is it necessary?
I don't know. I mean, I enjoy the 2D version. I enjoy the 3D version.
Yeah.
Like, if I walk out of the theater without a headache, then I enjoyed the movie.
Exactly, and the 3D is done really well in this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, we did see it on, the high frame rate, the way it was shot. We saw it on the giant-ass screen that they have at the Ultra AVX theaters, which are just these giant screens.
Yeah.
So we saw it in the way that it's meant to be seen, or the way that it was filmed. So it scales really well for that. Now, when you go into a downscale, when you're seeing it in 3D on a smaller screen at 24 frames a second, I don't know what that's going to be like.
Yeah. I would imagine not quite the same.
It might not be, but seeing as I haven't seen it in that, I can't say, but I'm just speculating based on what I understand of the technology.
Yeah.
So
it's still fairly new, right? This is like one of the first movies.
This is the first movie.
The first movie. Okay, so there we go. It's like a completely new movie.
Yeah, it's the first movie to be done with this new high frame rate technology.
Yeah. So this really was a gamble by Peter, but I think he did.
It's what he does.
It's what he does, and I don't think he cares because he's like, I'm making awesome movies.
Exactly.
And he knows it.
Oh, hell yes. So. That's my opinion. What do you think? Is it worth a look-see?
Worth a look-see. Well, considering that we went, and like the average movie price is like in Canada at least is like $11.
On average, yeah.
About average, and like we saw 3D the way it's meant to be seen, $11. So.
And don't forget, because we went on Tuesday, because we went on Christmas, it's now Boxing Day. Merry Boxing Day!
Merry Boxing Day, everybody!
For all you Americans, it's the day after Christmas.
Exactly. We get special sales. We get special sales brought to you by the Canadian government. Actually, no.
Anyway, but that's besides the point. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, no. Because Tuesdays they have discounts, so it was like 10% off or something, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
But for you guys, if you're seeing it normally, like a normal price for a movie like this in the Ultra AVX, which has reserved seating and it has
all the options,
like 3D and all this stuff. Normally they run about, I'd say, $13 or so.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, and that's the average ticket price. And yeah, for that price to sit in a theater for 3 hours watching an awesome movie, awesome fantasy and action and story.
I'd say it's worth it.
All the characters, it's worth it.
It's definitely worth it. I mean, if you want a good movie experience, if you want to have a fun time, it's definitely worth the price of admission.
Mm-hmm.
And he's seen it twice now.
I've seen it twice now.
So,
I can't really find any other better movie for fantasy action that's like Lord of the Rings.
That's out right now, anyway.
That's out right now. How would you compare it to Lord of the Rings? Quite the same?
It's on the same level. Like, it obviously has a bigger production budget because of the success of Lord of the Rings and the expected success of The Hobbit. So it has a bigger budget, and you can see that it has a bigger budget.
Yeah, they were able to do a lot of things. Like,
if you compare this movie to the first Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship, you can see the difference in production quality. Because, they didn't have as much money. They still had a boatload of money, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But it's just they had a bit less money.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, no, that's my thoughts, that's my opinions. I'd say in comparing the two, they're equal.
Yeah.
They follow the same archetype, they follow the same patterns, because it's the same writer, it's the same director, it's the same locations.
Exactly.
It's the same
if anything, it's
actors too.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, same actors. It's, well, yeah, actually. And, well, Gandalf. It is a bit scaled back, though, because, like, Lord of the Rings is the arc adventure to, like, save the world.
Yes.
And this is, let's go on an adventure to help some dwarves.
We're going on an adventure!
Adventure time, da-da-da-da-da. And so it's a lot scaled back, so it's not as, I guess, as important.
Yes.
As invested, but...
Well, no, I don't know if I'd agree with that.
Yeah, well, it's still scaled back. Like, what did I say back?
I have no idea. Like we said, it's 2 in the morning.
2 in the morning. We're forgetting our words already. The investment, right? There is a lot of investment with all the characters and their story and their reasons.
Yes.
It is very well explained.
It is, and you feel for the characters.
Yes. But in terms of the scope, like compared to Lord of the Rings, it's not that big, but it doesn't matter. A good story is a good story.
Exactly.
And a good movie is a good movie.
So I'd say I really liked it. It's worth going to see. He says he really likes it. It's worth going to see, and he's seen it twice.
Twice now. I haven't even seen Wreck-It Ralph twice.
Yeah, and he doesn't even go see movies.
I never see movies.
Yeah. So there you go. 2 votes of go out and see it if you haven't seen it. If you've already seen it, go see it again.
Exactly.
And if you haven't seen it in the high frame rate, I highly recommend seeing it in high frame rate just to say you've seen it and to say, man, this is awesome.
Dude, look at all that movement.
Because once you see it, you will completely understand what we're talking about when we say that it's like looking through glass.
Yeah, and it's really fast.
I think it was Angry Joe who said it. I saw him, like he said, it's like looking through glass. And I'm like, I don't get that. But then once I saw it, I'm like, nope, I totally get it.
Yeah.
There was actually someone else, I forget who it was, I think it might have been Joe at the same as well, who said one of his friends was saying, it's like watching a soap opera. And if you watch soap operas, or to me it seemed more like British television, where if you watch something like Coronation Street, which I guess is a soap opera, well, kind of.
I guess, I don't know. I don't watch them.
When you watch them, they seem a lot more fluid. Like, and I've noticed this, and this has always bugged me, is whenever I'm watching it, they seem to move a lot more fluidly than what you see on normal TV. Like, I'm watching How I Met Your Mother, and they move as you wouldn't expect for TV. But then you watch, like, a British, like, sitcom, or not sitcom, but, like, a British TV show like Coronation Street, and they just seem to move a bit more fluidly. Or, like, my grandma used to watch Young and the Restless, and they move more fluidly. I'm going, what? And it confused the living hell out of me. And I'm thinking now that it's just different frame rates.
Possibly.
But
or how it's shown.
It might be. But I do understand what they're saying about it kind of seems like you're watching a soap opera. Not in the sense of, oh, you're watching a soap opera because of the drama. No, it's in the way that the film looks visually.
Yes.
In terms of fluidity.
And I think I can see that. I don't watch TV either, but I have seen you watch episodes of How I Met Your Mother. Yeah. And I think I can kind of see where you're getting at. Exactly. But I haven't seen TV very long, so... Yeah. But, yeah, I think I kind of agree with that. So, anyway, we keep rambling, but that's the whole point of this. This is called Tom Talks, not Tom Gives Bullet Points. Talking. And since we're not going to spoil anything, we can't talk specifics. But if we could, oh man. And right now, I'm just kind of aimlessly driving while we talk about this, because that's how I decided we're going to do the format of this show. Because it's just more entertaining, because I like driving, and B, it just kind of works in terms of talking about this stuff and going on about this stuff and how this works. So, anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think, without going too deep into it. It's definitely into the movie. Yes. So it's really well done. It's fantastic. You'll love the changes that are in there in terms of like the advances with CGI and stuff with like Gollum and whatnot. The high res is definitely worth seeing, I think. And the familiarity of the area of the movie. Like it is very familiar. I definitely would recommend, if you haven't, watching the first Lord of the Rings first. Or watching Lord of the Rings first, not the first, because there only is Lord of the Rings. Yeah. No. So watch Lord of the Rings first, and then watch The Hobbit, just because that's how it came out chronologically. Now, it's supposed to be a prequel, and I know that there'll be people arguing, well, no, I want to see this first and then watch it. Yeah. Which I can understand, but I would say, so you understand the full everything that's going on, it might be easier, because it does seem like it's made for people who have seen Lord of the Rings first. Yes. So there's that. But anyway, that's my talk on it, and I think that's all you got. Yes. Okay. Well, in that case, join me for the next time that we do the next Tom Talks. Don't know what it will be, don't know when it will be, but it will be, because, well... It'll be. This is what we're doing. We started doing it, and we're going to keep doing it, so... However long it will take. Exactly. So, I shall see you guys next time, unless you join me on stream. So don't forget, subscribe to the channel, follow on Twitter, TheFat32, go to the website pixelsedge.net, like button, and all that social jazz stuff that everyone says when they make videos. So I'll see you next time. Ciao.